whatever country you are joining us from, please, I would want you to type in A for alpha, I for intelligence, artificial intelligence. And thank you for those on live, those of you that got the special VIP invitation to join us on Zoom. Please understand that whether you are in business, that means you own a business, or working for a business, an institution, or an organization, all of us that are alive now have no option. We don't have any alternatives. We have already been impacted by what people call artificial intelligence technologies. And I will define that. I'll define that as you type your name. Sorry, as you type the name of your city. You don't need to type your name. I'll just give you a few minutes. Type your name. Please don't forget and type the hashtag AIBs, hashtag AI. Please, I need to be able to know what is happening right now. What cities we are in and what countries we are in. Since we are multi-streaming, it's a multiple platform. We're using literally all the platforms on planet Earth. So those of you, let me repeat again, if you're just joining now. We are streaming on YouTube. Those of you on YouTube, please go to the comment section, type in hashtag AI, hashtag AIBs, and the city where you're joining us from. It's evening right now in Europe. So I will say good evening. It's afternoon in North America. Say good afternoon. In the Philippines, you're getting up now. Kenya is 7 hours ahead of Europe. So this is the new reality. This is new dynamics. This is literally the legacy of lockdown, as some people will call it, or the pandemic, as others will refer to it. The traditional boundaries of geopolitical entity are now completely shattered. So individuals that are in Kenya, let me tell you about the Gen Z of Kenya. I'm giving this as an example. Contributed and redefined what we call the biggest LLM ever launched, large language model powered by AI, colloquially referred to as Chatgpt. So, and that's the, if you like, the youngest iteration of what has been in the background for so many years. In 2011, we are in 2025 now. About 14 years ago, I had the privilege, then it was not taken seriously because it was a job that nobody wanted to do, to supervise a PhD student in London that was investigating what was called neural networks, artificial neural networks, which is now migrated, came through so many iterations to be called artificial intelligence. I hate to use the word artificial because there is absolutely nothing artificial about AI. I would rather, if you were a business person or want to be a business person, see it as augmented intelligence. And therefore, you can deploy it to assist you, just like the computer assists us today in typing our complete letters. You want to type a complete letter, you type it on the computer. In the days of my grandfather, you had to get someone that knows how to type, what is called typist, to type it out for you. You had to go to the secretariat pool then for somebody to put a piece of paper and type only one copy. And effort was wasted on only one copy. And if you wanted to type another letter, you start all over again. And this is the reason why I'm saying this. I'm saying this to make sure that everybody on this call realizes the importance of what I'm saying. You got to hear the fundamental truth of what AI and associated technologies mean, and then be able to leverage it to do things quicker, things faster, not just quick, fast. I will tell you the difference later. Cheaper and easier without much human intervention. I've had the privilege of working with ordinary individuals that deployed this technology and became mega millionaires. These are literally people that have just finished from their college, who just finished their college education. So I'm not saying people that have been in particular business for a long time. I'm saying individuals that just started telling me, like I shared earlier, with the group that was here, exclusive group of businessmen and women that were here, that data, D-A-T-A, data, some North American accent will come with it. Data is the new gold, is the new oil. So anyone that can mine it, anyone that can squeeze the juice out of it, therefore takes over economically. So the dispensation we are entering now, it doesn't matter what field you are in. It doesn't matter whether you are a legal business, a medical business, a publishing business, educational business, a government business, whatever institution or organization you belong to, it's too late. Too late. Because in 2023, I was asked to relay what we saw in 2011 in using artificial neural networks, and why we had to use that to train, literally train the machine to be able to pick up computer security loopholes. I'm ready to share with anyone on this call, and it doesn't matter what platform you're on. It really doesn't matter. I mean, the VIP tag just comes with the Zoom registrants, because they had to fill in the form, and they are either belong to one of our institutional partners or have participated in some seminars before. The platform you are on doesn't matter. What matters is that you are on this call today. And what matters is that you got to understand that if in the past 24 months, you have not, your business has not, your task, your daily task is still the same the way you did it 24 months ago, you're doing something radically wrong. I don't think I have the time to share on this occasion, but those of you that are on this call, you'll be given the opportunity to come onto our LinkedIn page, or send a response to whoever registered you on this call, and we will share with you an Eventbrite link to break it down step by step. Why most of the tasks you are doing today can now be carried out, at least partially, by an augmented intelligent device, an AI device. Whatever research you're doing right now, that research can now be better done by an AI tool. We don't have the time to go through the audio AI tools because as I'm speaking now, my entire text is right now being transcribed and translated to multiple languages. Let me say this slowly. As I'm speaking to you in English right now, I'm speaking to you in English language. This meeting is automatically being translated. That means made available to French speakers, made available to Spanish speakers, made available to Mandarin speakers, made available to German speakers, and made available to Greek speakers. If we had set it, it could have picked up 60 different languages at the same time. So that's just one aspect. Translation. AI is able to translate in real time as I'm speaking. So the old days, the bad old days where you had to have somebody that speaks one language and then you have to wear a headphone and you go to channel 5 for this language, channel 4 for this language, that's all gone with. That's gone. This is just plug and play. All I need to do is press one button. And all our conversations are now multilingual. So you don't need to be a multilingual, distinguished professor to be able to speak 16 languages at the same time because you've not been aided by AI. I'll just give you one fraction, one example of what's happening. Then number 2, using the AI called Fred Fireflies. If you want to know about this, just make sure that you join us on the Eventbrite because it's literally a day-long training. And if you are in any business and you want to be competitive so that you are not literally wiped off the plate by your, we used to call them colleagues, but almost everybody is now involved in one form of competition or the other. You've got to use the tools of today. The tools of yesterday, quite frankly, are totally inadequate for the task of today. The job we have in hand today, the tools of yesterday are already blunt. They're not sharp enough. You need to resharpen your tool. And that's what is going to impact your productivity. And that's what's going to make you be able to stand up to your competition. So I've given one example, translation. The other example is transcription. So everything I'm saying now, available to the people that joined us from Ecuador, Spanish speaking, Guatemala, Spanish speaking, all those in South America, South America. Sorry, I'm speaking French, Spanish and English. In Latin America, okay? Latin America in Spanish is South America. So this, we literally translate South America. This fact that the linguistic barrier is shattered by technology, it means that you have opened up your business, your clientele base, your customer base to people that will otherwise not be able to benefit from your skills, from your knowledge, or your abilities. Why? You just deployed one little app, one little AI app that does that for you. So if your business requires communication, you're already losing out by not using this tool. I wanted to share, I don't think I'll have time to share, but if you are on any of the platform, again, if you go to your search bar right now and type in my name, Professor Chris Imafidon, I hope you're all seeing the slide. Just type in my name and then type in Princess Diana. Her Royal Highness Princess Diana or Princess Diana, Princess of Wales. If you type in my name and Princess Diana on your search engine, I don't care whatever search engine it is, you will see the book Amazon said I wrote. I'm putting down what Amazon said I wrote. I really didn't write one word. The entire text of that book was generated by Fireflies AI, published in 2020, yeah, 2020, late 2020, hit the bestseller list all the bestseller list. You go and find out now. Go. I just need you to do this simple exercise. How all these years ago I was credited with writing a bestseller book that I never wrote a word of. It was not ghost written. It was written by Fireflies.ai out of California. A group of programmers did part of the development in African countries, some in Latin American countries, and I've never met any of them. But through the power of AI, people that I have never met work with me. No. I rewind. Work for me. And we ended up completing a project ahead of time, delivered to the whole world, the whole world. And it's there, read it. I put it on the front cover of the book. That this is the first, then it was the first row biography written completely by AI, artificial intelligence. So if you've been meaning to write a book or meaning to write a blog or meaning to write an article and you did not write it, or meaning to write a book chapter and you could not meet the deadline, it's not because of your ability, it's because you were ignorant of the tools that are available now. If your business requires communication, you must think seriously. If you are in charge of sales or marketing, please fasten your seatbelt because this ride is different. Everything you thought you knew about marketing, you need to hit select all on your computer and hit delete and start again. Plain sheet of paper. Come out with a plain white sheet of paper and start all over again. If you're in business of any type right now, and sales is one of your department or division, you need to select all the things you knew about sales and hit delete because everything we knew as humans about sales expired in the year 2020. Everything. The ability to interact with customers so that you can exchange goods or services without any human contribution or intervention became manifest at all levels in the year 2020. And I'll send you, I'm prepared to send, I have some of the things I'm saying now, because of time, I'm plate pressed, because they said we have to make time off for questions, and it's already half an hour, have been made available to the elites. Everything I'm telling you now, I've made available to the elite. And sometimes I have even written on some of them. The newspaper at Times has asked me to do op-ed on it. A few other newspapers have asked me to do op-ed on some of these things. The Telegraph, those of you that are familiar with the British Telegraph will have seen part of what the Telegraph said. Because it is fundamental that you realize that everything you know about sales change. So please, if you are involved in sales or marketing, I want to type hashtag AI hashtag sales, please. Please go to comment section. I'd like you to go to the comment section now. Let me give you a few minutes. Yes, I want to do that in a few minutes now. I want you to go to the comment section of Twitter Spaces, if you're on Twitter Spaces. If you're on Clubhouse, I want to go comment. I need anyone on this call to be active, because you got to go home with some valid gains today, not just lessons, gains that you can implement tomorrow. Because if you're not able to recommend, if you're not able to do that tomorrow, then it's impossible for you to just sit here as if it's a casual thing. It's not casual. This is killer. Some people are going to be successful, others are going to be called failed businesses. It's not because their business failed, it's because of the limitation of the knowledge that they have. Because every single person that is involved in business that has not been able to leverage AI to at least lift their income or revenue or profits by 6 figures, then you are pressing the wrong apps on your phone. It's either you don't have a cell phone or you are literally using the wrong app. Because if you have the right app, you will be able to destroy the artificial barriers of geopolitical national identity. That means you will not be able to just serve people in your nation or your country. You'll be international, as the Americans will say. You'll be able to reach out to nations that are outside your political zone. You should be able to be doing cross-continental businesses. Now, there is no business called small or medium-sized enterprise anymore. There is no small business anymore. Because if you're a small business and you use these tools, I hate it when computer engineers call it technology. It's not the technology, it's a tool. A tool is a facility or a device that you are able to use to carry out a task. And you don't have to be an AI specialist to use an AI tool to be able to bring productivity about, reduce time, literally collapse time, not reduce time, collapse time. If I tell you the incredible things that we've done here, and I'm going to give you today one secret I'm going to share that I shared with the group that were here before, physical group, is the fact that every paywall you have now, every paywall using a very simple AI, you're able to, in fact, without a simple tool, paywall, you can access the content of a website that will not ordinarily want normal people to come in without first of all paying a subscription. You've seen that. You've been to some big website, and what do you have? You have a paywall. That means they don't allow you to access the entire content of the web page. Meanwhile, you need it. They only just give you the headlines and probably 1 or 2 lines. They give you the headline, subtitle, and 1 or 2 lines. And then you have to pay $15 a month, or you have to pay $25 a month, or $50 a month. We have an AI tool, a very simple AI tool, and I'm going to discuss all of this. Please mark it down, because there's a big lecture I'm supposed to be giving in 3 days or so. I think Queen, Her Majesty, sent me a message. I will be able to finish that then, because time is literally running. We're heading fast, but no matter how fast we're going, I don't know how we're going to complete all we need to do today. I will be sharing this. Yes, let's see. More time. Aha. It is noon, April the 7th. And Queen Eden is hosting an online Zoom. And I'm going to be demoing that there, because the facilities is not set up for this meeting, but it's set up there. I will demo that to you. So you will save yourself that money, and then you will have access, and you will have increased access, and then you have speedy access. That's one. The second gift I was going to give you today, how many of you have one telephone number and want a second one? Or one telephone number in one geographical location, say Canada, and your area code is 1, then your 3 digits, and your 4 digits. And sometimes you want to do business in London, and they want a UK number that starts with area code 44. And then you therefore have to cut off business because you don't have a local number. Or some of you are in Kenya. Your area code is 254. And then you want to do business in Germany. And they want you to have a telephone number in, and therefore you have to, we'll show you how AI is able to ghost using technology. Just so the reason why you have not been able to do business outside your current country is because you are not aware of these facts. Every single small or medium-sized business is an international business. Because with COVID on lockdown, we were all forced to go online. And when we went online, we then found out that the barriers, the continental barriers between Africa and Europe had to collapse. The continental barrier between Asia and North America had to collapse. The whole world literally collapsed into one small golf ball. That's what is interesting. And that's what every single person will realize sooner than later. Now, if you're in business, using the tools and the thinking of yesterday will not give you anywhere near the benefits that you truly deserve. When it comes to recruitment now, how many of you know that with one website, you can now be accessed for your talent, for your skills, for your wisdom, for your experience at any country in the world? Which makes me very sad because my grandfather generation had to print out a CV from a printer, print it out, and then you take it to somewhere where they can photostat or photocopy it, and then you can staple it, and then you put it in an envelope, and you lick the envelope, and you lick the stamp, and you put the stamp at the back of the envelope, and then go post it, and then wait and hope that they receive it. Your prospective employers receive it, and then they'll write back to you. Today, with a very, very few pressing of the buttons, 200 different applications can be made in less than 1 hour on behalf of a candidate. Let me say this slowly. You send one application, you pay for it. You send another application, you pay for it. You will have had to print it. Look at the job involved in printing 25 different applications, putting them in 25 different envelopes, and then buying 25 different stamps, and then posting it. Meanwhile, you're unemployed. Can you imagine that? And I'm just saying today, I can send 200, not 25, 200 different applications, is customized, to different employers in less than 1 hour. That's as an employee seeking jobs. Now, as an employer, I can screen 2,000 different applications to pick which of the candidates suits the job I want done and the task I want. This is the phenomenal era we're living in. This is what that's why I was so unhappy when we're talking about the safety, the security, the risk of AI, when we have not looked at utilization of AI. Most of the people that want to have a theoretical discussion with me and I'm never keen on that, have not even used it to their personal economic benefit. They haven't. They haven't used it to personal economic benefit. And they are telling me what they read in the newspaper. I said, but the newspaper is there to entertain you more than to inform you. If you see anything in the newspaper, you have to investigate. You have to bite, you have to taste, you have to see how it impacts you. So we've covered 3 areas today if you're a business person, and we'll cover 3 areas today if you're a C-suite or a board member. Number one, your entire marketing that you did up until 5 years ago expired. If you push it up to 2020, expired completely. It's no good, no good whatsoever. So all the things you believed, you were taught, you worked on. I'm saying this because I contributed chapter 13 to the leading marketing book. So I'm saying this from the view of an insider. Chapter 13. And everything in that entire book, including the chapter I wrote, obsolete. Completely obsolete. Totally overtaken. Can be done quicker, cheaper, easier. This is the 7th of April. Please mark it on your diary. 7th of April. I just checked a message that came through now from Her Majesty Queen Eden. 7th of April. I think it's 12 noon London time. If you're keen on it, please put a keen on joining the 7th of April teaching looking at AI as an augmented intelligent tool, not AI as a threat, because so many people believe it's a threat that one day is going to wipe off the entire universe. And I just look at them. I say, I know they've been watching a lot of Hollywood Matrix, you know, the Matrix, what a great best-selling film. They've been watching it. It's a film, folks, was acted, not reality. The reality is totally different. Very different. Ask your 7-year-old, they will tell you that how they are using predictive. Just go to Amazon, you see how Amazon's been using AI. I mentioned the book I wrote on Diana. The reason why that book sold and hit the bestseller before it was even launched was AI. You see, people that had read any royal biographies by anybody, written by anybody at any time, were suggested to, if they ever read it, not even bought, if they ever visited Amazon website and they saw a royal biography and they read it, the next time they came, they were given a nudge by the algorithm of Amazon to say, would you like to buy this book on Princess Diana? So that experiment was so successful that we repeated it for the then Queen of England, Queen of the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth II. We did. And guess what? It also hit the bestseller list. So I don't really understand when people have a view about something that they have not used. Please, can you put that down in the comment section? View on an object that you have not used. That is the definition of folly. If you have a view and then you have never, ever, ever used that object and you have not tried, at least tried, then it becomes child's play. It becomes comic, literally. Because all your meetings that you've had in your organization, if you have any meetings at all, board meetings, managerial meetings, team meetings, whatever meetings you've had, by now you should be able to have them in a library and be able to search, audio search your content of the meeting, share the content of the meeting with the supporting departments or groups. So the interdepartmental links, communication and relationship is completely defined. If you have meetings with your clients, if you have meetings with the people you deal with, if you have meeting with your collaborators. So it doesn't have to be just your staff. Whether you're having an internal meeting or you're having an external meeting, we used to have what is called meeting secretary. But I have a virtual meeting secretary now. So I have somebody or have something, or what they call a device that is able to attend my meetings for me. Remember what we said earlier about meetings, right? Well, remember what we said earlier about meetings? Transcription, translation, and now it's gone to the new level. And the latest now is that I don't have to physically attend the meetings I'm invited to. I can get my AI to attend meetings on my behalf and make presentations on my behalf. And the Q&A based on the database of information like you have in your chat box. By the way, let me just say this, talking on the issue of chat box. If you have a website today and your website still has a contact us form, you lose $14,000 every single quarter. Let me say this slowly. It's been calculated and studied that when customers come to a website, they want the information now. They don't want the information tomorrow. They don't want the information next week. They want the information now. So if you do not provide the information to them now, they go to your competitors or they go to your colleagues. And if they go to your colleague and your colleague has a chat box, quote unquote, which is essentially the interaction of technology, AI technology, to determine their pain, their reason for visit, because they will tell you why they're visiting, and then capture. This is where the nugget really hits the road. And this is where most of the rural dwellers in a place called Garissa, Kenya. Please write this at Garissa, Kenya. Nairobi in Kenya. They are able to work with Silicon Valley enterprises, institutions, and organizations in California in real time. So what then happens is that if you're in San Francisco area or anywhere in California, you hire Gen Zs. That's what they call them. Gen Zs, Generation Z, in Nairobi, and you pay them less than a day's wages for 1 month's work and get instant responses. Why? Because you have had what is called an AI chat prompting that developed the interaction that anyone that comes to your website today gets. So if you sell books, or if you're a religious group, or if you're a retailer, you will be able to interact with every customer or client that comes to your website and get instant. That's the word for it, because everything works now literally at the speed of light. You get instant response. We had a case study in Ecuador. I'll share that before I go to the next point. I'm very conscious of time because we've got 15 minutes. 15 minutes, they're going to shut us out here. And don't worry, on the 7th of April, we're having a longer session, and we have literally a repeat of what we had here today. Listen to this. This is what is quite painful. Gen Zs in Ecuador worked and are still right now working with American firms, so they are being paid. They don't even have a local currency again in Ecuador. If you go to the streets of Ecuador right now, what we get is American dollars. Why? Because the youth have embraced technology in such a way that they deploy it in support of American institutions, and they are paid in American currency. Go Google it and find out. Don't say you heard from me. Just Google it and find out. So every business right now, every business organization that does not have an interactive session with anyone that comes to their website, they did a survey and it said $14,000. That's what you lose every quarter. So it doesn't matter what you sell or what you buy, whether they're products or services. And those that are in the business of selling products, listen to this now. You know your product description that is available in only one language. So if you are based in Venezuela, it'll be available only in Spanish. And if you're based in the US, it'll be available only in English. Just making it multilingual attracts, and this experiment was done using the old Google Translate. You know, the old Google Translate that literally was translating literally, right? And did not translate in a context. So the translation was really, really bad. That bad translation boosts the economic activities of the average business that was surveyed, with over 35% of the revenue. Can you imagine you get 35% more for doing nothing at all? The only thing they did was use Google Translate to modify the product description that was originally in English or the ones that were originally in Spanish. So understanding the times we live in and therefore working to the times instead of listening to so-called experts, particularly computer engineers, that defines AI in heavy jargon so that it is not even made plain to you, the owner of the business, or to you in the C-suite of a business. And therefore you say, oh, no, I don't think we need that. When really, that's the only thing you need. You need to understand the technology and then get every member of your staff, if you run a legal firm, every member of your staff. If you're running a legal firm right now and you're not deploying it, you're just essentially wasting your time. Really. This is as simple as I can put it. If you're running a medical practice and you haven't deployed it in capturing the conversations you have with your patient, saving the conversations you have with your patient, deploying your referral letters, modifying, then you are really, really, really wasting more time than you think that you're working. The last but not the least, because they say, oh, the fear, somebody sent me a link and said that they heard that a certain tech guru is found out one of the biggest tech companies on the planet Earth said that AI is going to replace all the teaching jobs. So there will be no teachers. And all the consultation attached to medical practice and cleaning, there'll be no clinicians. And all the legal jobs in 10 years. I just fell over my chair laughing. I said, that sounds more like hype. Oh, listen to this. I'm not saying it's not going to reshape the task and the professions. I'm not saying that. It's going to reshape, not replace, not completely replace. Because you see, when we had the boat, and then man moved in technology and was able to construct a ship, the ship did not replace the boat. And then when we now found out that we could make horses and mechanical horses, which we call the bicycle, that did not replace horses because there are still areas where we need horses today for transportation. And then when we had bicycles, and then we had powered bicycles, motor bicycle, they did not replace bicycles. They waned in popularity. And then when we had aeroplanes, Aeroplanes did not replace cheap bicycles or motorbikes. Now we are going to have a faster way of traveling between places. Faster. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to travel by ship now. If you're moving from New York down to Beaumont or London, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, right? That was the technology available then at the turn of the century. Now it takes 6 hours by air. What we are working on now, what technology is testing now, is going to take 15 minutes. The journey time between New York and London is going to be reduced from 6 hours to 15 minutes. But it's still not going to replace it because this is going to be interplanetary. So it's going to, these crafts, we're still thinking of what to call it now, it's going to take off from New York and go all the way out of space and then get reflected back to London or and to any other spot on planet Earth. So between London, so anyway, if between London and New York, it's literally going to be 15 minutes in travel time. So what becomes important or what is key in everything we do is understanding that technology is progressive. That's why I brought this analogy of transportation. So those of you that are afraid that AI may take your job, please, or replace jobs because some tech mogul called Bill Gates went on a television show and said there would be no more work. And so it's best you stop AI. Please drink something better because you are drinking something strong and it's completely distorting your thinking. On the 7th, let me repeat again, on the 7th, there's an opportunity for you to join us. If you can make the 7th, if you put in the Eventbrite, we'll send you a link where you, as a business person, if you have a business you're running, or as a professional that has tasks to do, you have a lot of tasks to do and no time in the day to finish your task, or somebody that wants to do a side business, say, what can I do with AI? The simple and the most important thing you can do today is be able to earn American dollars, irrespective of your location, based on the case studies I discussed with you on Ecuador, from Ecuador, and the ones in Nairobi, Kenya. You, from any location, any part of the world, without exception, all you need is a simple device like this, the one you call the cell phone. It's not literally a cell phone, it's more than a cell phone. It is an electronic device that is capable of taking some AI data. Look at it. Here is the AI data now, and working on this data for an institution or an organization that is 6,000 miles away from you, and then you're being paid for doing that job. Number two, if you are in any geographical location right now, and you're a business owner or a businessman or a businesswoman, you can very easily give the task you're doing at your location now and shop around and find out which is the least in terms of financial demand and be able to outsource. That's the technical word they use. That means you allocate tasks as easy as managing your social media output. As easy as that. Taking your images and your videos and your clips to make it what? Available. So this is not what someone is just going to say that I'm not comfortable. It's cheaper. I can take a very simple item that it is possible for you to be able to get this. You may need to mute. Good. We just muted some people there. So I need to mute. Yes. Every single business needs, I've not seen one single business that does not need exposure, that does not need to get their message to more clients and new clients, that does not need to communicate with their client base. They can do it by paid, or they can do it by organic communication. So it doesn't matter how you choose to do it. If you deploy the right tools by solving your current database of customers, or ask your customer, just ask them, forget about your database, ask your customers that you saw last week, last month, last quarter, the best way you can communicate with them. If it's a WhatsApp, set up a WhatsApp group, but this WhatsApp group must be supported by AI so that it will not take your time. It will just recreate what you have already said at some point in the past, or what you mean to say. You can have what is called WhatsApp marketing. You can have Telegram groups, Telegram marketing. And I can tell you that without any fear of contradiction. So I'm going to take some questions before we finish. We've done very well. We've got 2 more minutes to go. I need to take some questions from you because you have listened very patiently to me. And after the question, I'm going to tell you how many people are going to win this today based on your participation, because we're going to check all your comments. This is a smartwatch. This is a new device that connects to your wrist, and you are able to communicate directly with any Wi-Fi device within 100 meters radius. You're going to have this. Somebody's going to win this with a special card from Bloomberg. Bloomberg, look at that. Special card from Bloomberg. We just finished from a conference with Bloomberg up, and I was able to get that for you. So, and you are also going to be given a special invitation. If you're here, type in Eventbrite and you're able to get invitation. So let me see the questions. If you're on Facebook Live, please, I need to see any questions you may have on under the comment section. I need to see that. If you are on Twitter or X, I also need to see that as well. If you are on Instagram, IG, I'll be very delighted to see your comments and your questions. And if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, please go to the comment section and type your question, because I'm going to answer every single question. I've already logged in here. I've got mine. I'm going to answer every single question that comes within the period of time, within the time we have. I think we've given a grace period of 5 more minutes. On this 5 more minutes, I need to find out. Oh, thank you. Gabrielle is asking a question about the size. Is AI applicable to every business, or is it exclusive to a certain kind of business? I'm sorry, every single institution, not even business, or organization, or group of people that exist, they have to communicate. So your communication alone, please write this down, Your communication alone will be enhanced, faster, quicker, easier. And this is internal as well as external communication. So we're going to take you through what AI tools you're going to use. Number two, every single institution, group, company, or corporation, you can Google it. And those of you that follow me on LinkedIn will have seen some of the posts I put up on my LinkedIn page. I put some of this post up recently on my LinkedIn page. So it is impossible. I'm trying to break it down to you so that you understand what I'm saying. If your organization has a telephone at all, you have a telephone or needs a telephone, or your customers have a telephone, you need to telephone them. Period. And in the late 19s, there was what we call telesales group or division in most organizations. So they use the telephone to sell. That's what they call telesales. Now, if you are in any business that sells and you are not using AI to sell, you're losing a huge amount of money. And then the training of staff and management. The onboarding, when you take a new staff, there's a whole module where AI tools, don't call it technology. If you call it technology, you mystify it. You make it look big. You must be able to use it to train junior staff. You must use it to train new staff in the processes and the procedures of your organization or your team so that there are no errors. So you need it for HR. To collect money, if you are ever involved in collecting money, even if you're a charitable organization, that means you're not commercial, you're charitable. You have an AI that can help you facilitate the payment of money. To receive money, to pay money, you will need it. So to communicate with your partners, you must need it. So this is why I'm trying to say that you cannot dig a hole and put your head in and do what is called the ostrich act and pretend as if nothing has happened because everything has already happened. Thank you for that question because it's a very useful question. It clarifies it for a lot of people because we have already been deceived. Most of us were deceived to think somehow that it is technology rather than a tool. So it will reshape everything that we knew. And we literally redefine everything that we inherited from the previous generation. So it will reshape everything that we knew, and then we replace everything that we inherited. This is the truth. And if nobody is telling you that, I want to be the first person to let you know that today's technology is essentially what you need to be able to fight the battles of today. Then, somebody says, thank you very much, that is it not a hype that pressing the right buttons on a cell phone can enhance one's income? Yeah, I'm saying this income. Pressing the wrong, yes. The cell phone goes to a website if you press the right button. For instance, there's a website that I would like to share with you. It's www.freelancer.com. And there's another one, www.fiverr.com. So a high school kid, for instance, that understands that single website called Fiverr is able to put up gigs, what they call gigs. A high school kid, not even college trained, that's too high, that goes to Fiverr.com, that high school kid is able to very easily, let me see, my mirror is, my camera is moving. Yeah, that high school kid is able to very easily press the right button here and start doing data entry into a spreadsheet, into Excel. So they scan the sheets of paper to you, you look at the sheet of paper, and you enter them into a spreadsheet. At the end, gets paid $5, $10. Don't be fooled. They call it Fiverr.com because when it started, every job or most of the jobs you did, they gave you $5. So what we used to do in terms of newspaper rounds, when we were growing up, some students that wanted to earn extra money, they would go and distribute newspapers, and at the end of the month, they get given change. Now, so you can sit in the comfort of your house, you don't need to go out to deliver newspaper, and then take this data and enter it, and you get paid. You can do proofreading, and then you get paid. You can do what is called humanizing now of transcription, and you get paid. There are a myriad of things you can do. Oh, you can even do e-flyers. E-flyers right now. You can do e-flyers using either Adobe or Canva, or there's another website I will make available to people on the 7th of April. 7th of April. That can help you with book covers. So you can be in your little high school house in the east of Nairobi and be doing what is called book cover graphics. Someone just sends you an image and you're able to include the title on it and you come up with a great cover. Why? Because there are templates. You can't believe this. There are templates for book cover. And the same template will give you the design on an iPad. And it will also give you so it's true. If you press the right buttons, you get a template. And then you press the right buttons again, you're able to deliver it. So I think you're pressing the wrong button. That's why you think that you will not be able to benefit from using AI. Let me see again. A great question. Great question. So can you see what's happening? I've got one device here that connects directly with this and using an AI platform. And then I have a secondary device here that sits quietly and just gives me notifications. So there are two different ones. And it's so easy. If you see the devices as tools for you to be able to not just market your skills, create a profile on a website like LinkedIn, and just tell the world what you do. After telling them, once a week, show them what you do. So one thing is for you to tell them, I'm this, I'm a programmer, or I'm this, I'm a graphics designer, or I'm this, whatever you are, or whatever you like to be, you can put it up there. And once a week, you show what projects you're working on or how you're doing it. That will advertise. It's like giving out your business cards to 1,000 people a day. Because if 1,000 people see that on your LinkedIn, they might be tempted one day to ask you to do their job for them. They might see somebody else that needs your services and they'll call it, oh, I know somebody that I follow on LinkedIn. He does this, he does this, he does that. So just by telling, it's not enough. I'm sorry, it's not enough. You must show. They say show and tell. You must show that this is what you do. You must show this is how I help customers. You must show these are the skills I have. And because of that, I can edit your video for you. I can cut them into bits and pieces and give it to you, and you put them on TikTok or you put them as reels on Instagram. And if you are not on Instagram, so you are just listening to this on YouTube, I worry for you. If you are on Instagram and you're not on LinkedIn, and so you're just listening to this on Instagram, I worry for you. You must be where the customers are, or you must be where the business, and then tell more about what you do using those multiple platforms and attract new clients, attract a different market, and work with more people. Because I have seen that several times. I'll be very busy minding my own business, and a strange email comes into my email box or comes into my LinkedIn mailbox, or somebody slides me a DM on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger that I've never met before. I don't know. And I click and go and see their page and see that they followed me, or they've done one or two things, or they've just seen what I have done. And they say, oh, please, we saw the teacher. Most of you know I'm a teacher, right? They say professor. Okay, that's what a professor is. Professor is a teacher or a consultant. So we saw what you did for X, Y, and B people. So, oh, how did you know? Oh, so we saw it on your Facebook page. Oh, we saw it on your LinkedIn page. Oh, yes. Oh, that's fine. That reminds me. That's good. And would you like to come and do that for us next year, or next in 6 months' time, or next quarter? I didn't advertise. I did not advertise. I just shared what I did for a particular group of people. And guess what happened? It went on to another group of people. And so many more people are now seeing what I'm doing without me making a conscious decision to tell them about what I do. And there are tricks to it. What do you do before you make a post on LinkedIn so that that post can go viral? And if you're following us, you will have seen how many times our posts on social media go viral every month, sometimes twice a month. There is a formula, folks. It's not magic. And if your post goes viral, that means many more people, thousands and thousands of people, and sometimes millions of people that didn't know before, without know that you are doing X. Many more people that have never known you existed will hear one of the people you helped talking about how you helped them, and then you share it. So you're not just sharing your posts, you are sharing third-party posts about you, about your product, about your services, about your institution, and the people you work for. I'll just close with this. And the Prince's Trust was set up by King Charles when he was Prince of Wales, and it's now called the King's Trust. Now, they have a website, but they also have social media presence on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn. Because of past work that I've been fortunate to do, I shared a recent post of a workshop for girls in Wales, but I was in London. I'm not trying to tell you that it's not, and well, of course, you know, Wales is a different nation from England. I'm trying to tell you that it's across geographical boundaries. And somebody saw what I shared, liked it, and gave it to somebody else in South Wales. And they attended that meeting on Monday, this Monday, and they sent me a DM. They sent me a LinkedIn mail telling me this issue. So I became a recruiting sergeant without knowing. When I shared it, I just liked it because it's a good thing to like. It's a good thing for me to help you. That's what I do. I teach and help youths. So when they had a program for young, for youths, and it was a great program, great workshop. So I shared it. I said, oh, good. I just liked it. So this is a great thing for anyone interested in it. And someone then saw it. When I shared it, I never had anybody in mind. I was just doing it out of routine, and I'm doing it out of the fact that it's new. So please, my time is up. I've overshot. I need you to now understand why you have you have to. It's not a matter of, oh, I wish I did, I wish I didn't know. You have to be one of the people that will walk away with this special risks. I told you it's like a digital world special risk plan that has all the details on it. You will see it because you'll be able to act literally as a connector in between you and your physical device, wherever you are, up to 100 meters. That's what they say. And I saw it being demoed. We've got the T-shirt, we've got the Bloomberg hat, and then we've got the special headband. And how do you need to get it? Type in Eventbrite now. Eventbrite, if in your comment section, for those of you on Twitter Spaces, just type Eventbrite, EVENT, event, then BRITE, Eventbrite, and then hashtag AI. If you do that, my AI will be able to go all the way through your comments. Here is the trick. I'm not going to physically do it. A task for my AI bot would be to look at all those comments. That's why I'm giving you specific things to write in the comments box. If you do it, we will send you a link. If you don't do it, we will send the people that did it a link, and they will know what to do next in taking this forward, because this is not a lecture where someone makes a great big theoretical thing. No, this is a practical session to help you if you are in business, or you run a business, or you are a professional, therefore you carry out tasks. Yes, you perform some tasks, because you need to know which task can be done automatically, which task can be done without any human intervention, and which task, listen to this, because I'm giving you these different categories of tasks. Because the task of writing a letter is gone. I will never write you any letter. My AI will write the letter, I will review the letter, and it will be sent by my AI. Most of the posts of mine that you see online are automated. That means I did not do it. So I can spend more time with the people I love, and spend more time playing, and spend some more time doing what I want to do, instead of spending all my life doing what machines can do for me. My videos are transcribed 100% by bot. And you can do that as a business, as I said earlier. You can do that as a business. You can go and look at somebody's podcast right now and do a transcription of it and send it back to them, and tell them you transcribed it and you got blessed by it, or you let A, B, or C about what you didn't know before about it. You can go and get a page or a presence on Fiverr.com. In fact, if you have a teenager that works, does manual jobs, works in restaurant, or works odd hours, that's not the job to do for now. Just let the people that are ignorant and those that are wanting to do things in the most manual way, let them do it that way. But you that have heard me today, and you that have had the privilege of knowing about these tools that we discuss now, that will boost your productivity, make you look like a Superman. Meanwhile, what you're doing is just getting AI. I mean, talk about writing an entire book. Some people spend their lives wanting to write a book, and sometimes have to take time off holiday, take holiday off, take that holiday to go and write a book. That is the biggest evil on planet Earth. When I take my holiday, I take it because I want to rest from work and retire and play with all the people I love. Not take my holiday to go and do book writing. No, I have an AI for that. I will reread the book, of course, read it over and over again, read the book, and then come back and say, this should be here, this should be here, this should be here. So I'm now humanizing, customizing the book. But the first draft, since that experiment we did with the book on Princess Diana, and it hit every single list, every single list, every single list. We've gone to repeat that for other people. So people now call me a book marketing consultant. So whatever experience you have, you can share it with others. Initial, if you don't have a track record for free, later they'll pay for your time. And later they'll pay for your expertise. And later they'll pay for your effort. But it is, or it used to be called e-commerce, electronic mediated commerce. But we are now all e-commerce people because we electronically buy things. So we're helping other people's commercial activity. Therefore, we should learn to electronically sell things, our skill, sell things, our expertise, sell things, what we can do for them. If we don't use these tools, somebody will abuse it. And a lot of people right now with sick mind are already abusing it. I cannot complain about them if I that know what to do with it, me that know good, and not doing good with it, I'm allowing people to do bad with it. So thank you. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is now. We have enjoyed your company on Instagram. We have enjoyed your company, for those of you that logged in by Facebook. Thank you for those that listened on Twitter Spaces. I think next time we're going to be on video there as well. We are so glad that you joined us on YouTube and whatever channel you join. The fact that you were able to log in today suggests to me that you are electronic enough to earn money electronically. The fact that you're able to stay on to this long and heard what I said or saw the graphics earlier on, it means you're a member of the new breed of people that want to know what buttons to press on their cell phone, not even computer. Computer is another level. Let's just start with what we have. Let's just start with the lowest thing, the cell phone. Let's just download some apps here. Oh, I was going to share with you about the story of Nick. If you want to hear the story of Nick, please hashtag Nick. I'll send you a link, and the story of Sam from New Jersey, went to the East Coast to study, and now using the power of AI, his company that he started a few years ago, months after he graduated, just raised $19 million. What business? Not apples and oranges. No. AI, using deploying AI tools to help businesses and enterprises all over the world. That's one. Once you sell one thing to a group of people and you know it's good enough, you put it available to the whole world. So you cannot do continental business. Oh, no, I'm just starting small. Yes, you can start small, you can start local. But once you have people that have valued what you've done and they paid you for what you've done, with the knowledge you have, technology you have, you can then make it national. and with the mind that is going to go continental and then intercontinental. Tesla, the car, is made in China, driven in Europe. And it doesn't take a multi-millionaire to do that today. It just takes anybody that has the understanding of the use of this technology. And here we go. Here we go. Thank you. My time is gone. And Mark, I think Mark is on the other side. Thank you very much for helping us. And please do not forget 7th of July. Sorry, 7th of July. 7th of April. We're having a longer session, and we're having some deep dive, and we're going to have some demos. Demonstration of how these little alphabets, A and I, will prove more than being artificial. It is real. It is more real than anything you can feel, touch, taste, and hug. And I'll sign out now, and I thank Mark for helping us today, being our technical person. And I will look forward to seeing all of you on the 7th of April, for those of you that are keen. Those of you that are not keen, type Eventbrite or event on your system, and I will make sure that I get to respond to all the queries you have. Every question you ask, we will answer it, guaranteed. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.